Welcome, everybody. Episode 8 is about to launch. It is a very stressful time. I have my Yankee jersey I bought last week when I went to the game when they clinched. Now they're down 1 to the lowly Red Sox Animals, and must-win game tonight for the Yankees. But let's get into fantasy football. That's why we're here. The start of episode 8. Week 4 prediction results we're going to go over. We're going to talk about week 5 matchups, and we're going to talk about a couple players that specifically UG called out, and I have questions about that. And then Matty and I had talked about a couple players and a couple of the moves that we're seeing throughout the league, and then we'll talk about some predictions for week 5, and then talk about playoffs and things like that. What is that noise?
Are you hearing that squeaking, Dave?
What is that?
Sorry, this dog's got a toy, and it squeaks.
Okay, no, we can't have that on set. I'll take it. I'll edit it out. And I have Matty not in studio calling in. He's looking for a new car. If anybody out there is selling a car, or they just want the goat to drive their car around, they could say that the goat drove it, and that certainly would add a value. He's looking for a car. Johnny Crawl up in Maine calling in. I think he's got a little bit of the strep throat issue going on. You'll hear it in his voice. But Johnny's here after a big win against his daddy, who, if I didn't tinker like Andy, I'd be sitting happily at 3-1 instead I'm at 2-2, which is just brutal.
We've heard that before.
I just got just across the wire, and I know I don't want to stick on baseball. Ryan Sandberg, Cub legend, a Hall of Famer, passed away. I think he was battling cancer. So just a shout out to the Sandberg family. Our prayers are with you. So just wanted to give that note. I just came across the wire. So
yeah, Dave, I just want to jump in. I want to jump in really quick while you're talking about the death of another man, Johnny. I believe Johnny's squeaking the toy. I saw some movement.
That's not true.
While I heard the sound, I saw a little bit of this, and I heard the squeak. I just want to point that out real quick.
Well, I'll tell you what, Matt. I feel like the show. Obviously, we had some great shows and people watched. Johnny's episode was not one of the highly rated ones. I got kicked out of my studio. I'm up in the closet studio now. They're shrinking. My square footage is going down. Viewership is still. I hear the squeaking in the background. So I'll just edit it out, Matt. It's not a big deal. I know how to work the edit equipment, and I'll have my producer edit it right out. But I love the bling, Matt. Great job. But nice. Some concerns for the GOAT, and we're going to get into that certainly, because it is panic mode right now for the GOAT. There's no doubt about it. So let's just go back. I looked at episode 7, where your daddy called in, and your daddy was, I think, episode 6B. He gave predictions, but then you gave predictions in episode 7. But UG had, he was 2-3 in his predictions, which is better than you were first week. You were 0-5 the first week. He had Ryan beating Andy, and he had David Jr. beating you, believe it or not, right? So he didn't pick his own little boy to win. So he was 2-3, which isn't bad. And Matt, like I mentioned, you'd only done 2 weeks of predictions. You were going into the season 0-5 predictions. Your week 1 predictions were brutal. A little bit of a bounce back at 3-2. You had Ryan, which was an easy one. You had Johnny beating me, which is upsetting.
Easy one.
Right? Yeah, and you had Pat Jr. going down the Chi-Chi, which was, I think, a really nice call. And it was a great game, right? And Pat suffers his first loss. I hear the squeaking. But my issue with Pat, and we'll get into it. My issue with Pat Jr. is his buys now. This is where Pat falls apart, right? Yeah. We'll get into that in a minute. I don't know if you have any comments related to your 3-2. Matty, get on camera, please. You're migrating off camera. Stay in the middle, pal. Johnny's in the middle. He's used to productions. He's in a band.
Thank you.
Matty's not used to these kind of productions and he's used to being in studio where people can't hear him. John, I'm going to drop you if I have to. Don't believe me. I'll drop you.
I'm sorry, champ.
Yep. So, Matty, any thoughts on week 4, the predictions and how it went, or any comments related to any of the teams?
Yeah, I think it went well. A couple of things didn't go my way. I mean, I predicted my dad to win. He had second most points, beats most people that week. You know what? I improved from 0-5. All you can ask is get better a little bit each week, so that's what we're doing.
That's true, right? Johnny, any thoughts on closing out week 4?
No.
Feel good being 3-1, right?
I mean, like you said, it's just seeing, obviously, a real life team would be more exciting,
Mm-hmm.
but it shouldn't have that much impact on your psyche. And it really does. Seeing 3-1 is just so much better than 2-2 or 1-3 or even 0-4. I mean, your season
It's
comes down to next week pretty
well,
much.
this week to me. There's one matchup that is it's almost over, right? There's if you go to 1-4, I think it's almost over, right? Unless you make some
Right.
dramatic changes. But I will say, John, just looking at your 3-1,
Yeah. Great week.
You do have Hubbard as a question mark and Drake London and a bye. So you got to make that change. I don't know why you didn't make it yet, but there's not much out there, John. And Benson on the IR now. So Connors, you have two players now on the IR, and I guess you're playing Shaheed in the starting lineup. I guess you're moving
he
him
did
in.
good 2 weeks ago, and Drake London finally showed up last week. So it stinks he's on by. I haven't even opened the app yet.
Well, John, I don't want to correct you and put you on the spot. Rashid Shaheed has not done well, right? He's ranked 38.
He had like 35.
He had 22 points last week. He had 22 points the week before.
What about the week before that? He had like 35.
35. He had one touchdown.
There you go.
But he's getting 5-6 targets, John. So my point is there's not much out there, Matty. I don't know if you're looking at the wire. Well, John, I know I'm jumping all over the place, but I when I started looking at the activity on the wire and looking at this is such a big week, and John, just to your point, nothing. And I'm your daddy, and I think I'm pretty even keel, right? I'm not an excitable guy. Nothing aggravates me more, other than that squeaking, than losing a fantasy football game.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah.
It ruins your entire week.
I mean,
not to mention.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Not to mention, if I played Dak, I tinkered like Andy tinkers, and it's driving me crazy.
Yeah.
Matty mentioned Andy tinkering.
Yeah.
And I can't. What I did is Montgomery had a great week, so I pulled him, which was a mistake. Put him in the flex instead of Dak. It's always play your quarterbacks. Always play your quarterbacks.
I learned that in week 3. I was like, I didn't play Tua, even though he's not that good.
Tua's awful.
It's always better to play 2 quarterbacks. But look, I'm really happy to be on the show. I'm sorry, I'm dog sitting right now, and this dog is tweaking.
Then don't call
and
in.
Squeaking.
Then don't call in, John.
But after a 3-1 performance, I said it on a text. I don't know if our socials have gotten the quote out there. But, maybe if you were so worried about production value and Matty staying on camera instead of tinkering, maybe you'd be 3-1 like myself.
No, the show has nothing to do with it, right? So,
well, it does and it doesn't.
I got enamored, and this is why I have Matty on the show, because I feel like as the more I listen to him, I learn so much.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
And the first thing that popped into my head, so Montgomery went nuts 2 weeks ago. Had 155 yards, had 70 something points, and he's been on my bench all year because I don't need him. So I threw him in and threw Dak out because Dak's been brutal, and they put up 40 bomb against Green Bay.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
You got to
I beat you by 20, and I still scored 300 and something points.
Yeah,
so anyway,
but
enough about me. I don't like talking about my team. I know it's good as long as I stay out of the way. I just got to stay out of the way, and my team. I'd be 3-1 right now, and I'd be sitting pretty. Instead, I had a horrible week and losing to Johnny because of tinkering like my other nitwit child Andy does consistently. So anyway, I don't want to get into that. What's that?
Well, I was just gonna say 2-2 is better than 1-3. And it's better than 0-4.
I'm fine with my team. I know I'll make the playoffs. My team's good enough, but I just am so mad that
Yeah, it sucks.
You don't put a quarterback on the bench.
Well, no, of course not. I mean, look at the moves I made. I picked up C. Tillman, and I picked up T. Benson. I didn't realize he went on the IR. But I got it. Usually after a win, I haven't been feeling well. I've been adjusting to I've been jet lagged. I got this fucking dog.
I hear you.
So.
But, John, you have a bunch of guys that are hurt on the IR,
and
they're still on your roster. I mean, they shouldn't be on your. You have 3 guys on the IR on your roster. What are you doing?
Well, I was adjusting to the English.
I don't. Okay.
I spent a week in Sicilia.
That's fair.
So now you go
up against an overrated Chi-Chi team who's 2-2.
Yeah, I mean,
Chi has Bijan on a bye.
That's
Purdy and
good.
Pearsall are out, and Nico Collins is questionable. So you just got to swap out London, but I don't know who you're getting. I will tell you, and it's in my
I got some guys in mind.
So Matty, I don't mean to block you out here. Johnny's taking over everything. Let's talk a little bit of this. This is a perfect segue for Johnny to make a move because he's got to pick up probably a receiver, maybe another player. Matty, tell me about some of the moves. Tell me about one particular player you dropped that we talked about last week. I made fun of you because he stinks and he was in your lineup, but he's still available. Why don't you let Johnny know who that is?
Yeah.
You know who it is.
It's Darnell Mooney.
Darnell Mooney.
Just like you, I made a tinker. It was a horrible decision.
Horrible.
It cost me the week. If I would have played Marvin Harrison or Jordan Addison.
We talked about Marvin Harrison. Marvin Harrison's good. He's good. He looks.
I thought he had the yips. He had no confidence going into it. Seattle's got a pretty solid defense. Yeah. It was just it was bad judgment on my part.
Yeah. So talk a little bit about and I mentioned Darnell Mooney on the wire.
I don't see him
throughout the league, right? How about the trade between me and Andy? I know you guys. Andy thought it was a great trade for him, but I don't get it. Myers and Pollard for Waddle. The only thing I would say is now that Tyreek is hurt, does Waddle step up? But that team is just awful.
The team's bad. Waddle's bad. I don't see any value in Waddle, to be honest. I don't care if every receiver got hurt. I wouldn't take Waddle.
And he's horrible. So the team's horrible. So and Johnny, John, I don't know if you're there, but great move picking up Marks in Houston. Is that you that has Marks now? Yeah. You played him. I have Marks. Oh, I'm sorry, Matty. Great move with Marks.
I'll take him, Matt.
Of course.
And you played him last week, right?
I didn't see Mooney on the waiver wire.
Did you play him last week, Matt?
No. I just picked him up. I picked him up after this week.
Oh, okay. Because he had 63, but he's had 17 attempts, which he's going to be the guy.
He's going to be the guy. He's going to be the guy. That's right, 100%.
So you picked up Marks. You dropped Mooney.
I didn't see Mooney. Somebody must have picked him up because I
wouldn't be surprised. I would not be surprised.
I highly doubt it. I'll look right now.
I just looked.
Maybe somebody. Let me check the league activity.
Oh no, it's because he's on bye, so you probably don't see him.
Oh, and by the way, as I talk about the league and the players and the moves, somebody needs to call Mikey and tell him to relinquish the authority on the trades because I don't know if he's in class or he's got kids after school. I don't know. I would imagine it's Rowe causing issues and not letting them be involved in the league. So can we? What's the problem?
I just want to say something right now. Johnny actually just made a live move, and he just picked up.
Can
Darius
you get on
Slayton.
camera, Matt? You keep drifting off.
He's
camera,
on camera.
Matt.
He just.
What did he do?
I think he just picked up Darius Slayton. Is that right, Johnny?
That is correct.
Wow. All right, Johnny.
Well, I know the main guy.
Sorry, I was frozen for a second, but
that's fine.
I just want to say something.
Right, Johnny, that's good.
He picked up Darius. Wait. Just something interesting. He picked up Darius Slayton. And he dropped Cedric Tillman, though he's got 3 guys on his IR on his bench. I'm not sure.
Tillman's on IR.
I dropped a different guy.
Tillman's on the IR. Yeah.
Is he really?
I dropped Benson.
Yeah.
I dropped Benson.
Oh, Connor, Tillman, and Benson.
Oh no,
all
IR. I did drop him. I did drop him by accident, actually.
And John, just so you know, Connor's out for the year. What?
Yeah.
Tillman's on the IR too. That sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I should.
Don't you look at your team? I mean, you got to look at your team, John.
3-1 guy.
Yeah, I hear you. And I did. I was laughing because I can't hear you because your daddy Matt picked up Rattler. I mean,
you know what? He's put up over 30 every week. Bad offense, bad defense. Bad defense. You're gonna be thrown. I mean, listen. He's not a starter. He's not a fucking. Sorry.
He doesn't.
He's not a great quarterback, but.
He doesn't even have
over 30 every week.
You got to make bold moves.
He's not starting them, though.
You got to make bold moves in this league. And I made a live pickup. I think Slayton, he's going to have more targets because Neighbors is out. And the thing that fueled me to... God dang it. Excuse me, boys. I'm in the middle of something. The thing that fueled me to make that decision, for athletes, by athletes, Gatorade, today's sponsor. Thank you guys
Nice,
so much.
great. There we go.
Great sponsor.
Excellent. Thank you.
Appreciate it, boys. I'm sorry for the unprofessionalism.
That's okay.
I haven't
That's
been
okay.
feeling well. I want to.
Yeah, Matty, I want to keep going through these moves that I mentioned. Mikey's making some moves, and Mikey is full panic mode.
Yeah,
full panic mode. He picked up Franklin on Denver, which is fine.
Well, listen.
Why don't you, now I can go off on Mikey's team, but Matty, you're his brother. Why don't you give me some insight into what's going through that kid's mind?
I just want to say,
other than Rowe dragging him to places,
of course.
And this is what I said. This is what I said in episode 1. Rowe would drive that kid down. It's his worst season ever. He's embarrassing, and I guarantee you it's because of Rowe. Guarantee.
Well, can I step in real quick? And I want her on here.
If she wants to come on, I'll talk to her about it.
Can I say something real quick, boys? I know you're trying to do your thing, but I sent Mikey a trade offer, and he said he was flower shopping.
See,
he was looking at centerpieces for the engagement party.
Wow, that kid's mind is not on fantasy football.
He's been texting me a lot about doing a trade because my team's really good, and he sent me back, instead of a trade, he asked me lilies or orchids.
Wow.
Oh, God help.
That kid's mind is not on fantasy football.
So he picked up Troy Franklin, who had one good week in week 2, had 25 last. I mean, come on.
Here's the thing. I want to say Mike's team is bad. I know he's got a better record than I do, but his team's not good. I wouldn't say it's a panic mode thing for him. He's got Neighbors out for most likely the year. He's still on his bench.
So Matt, let me interrupt you. I'm sorry. He plays Ryan this week. He's projected 266 against the best team in the league. He's going to 2-3. Yeah. Right. He's going to lose. He's going to get embarrassed this week.
Well, look, I understand why he did his moves. I mean, he's got Bucky out, and then he's got Jacobs, Jordan Love, Rome Odunze, and DeAndre.
His whole team is out. His whole team is on bye. I get it. But some of the moves, the team is bad. The only thing I will say, it looks like I was right about Pickens, and it really has a lot to do with CD being out. Yeah. But Pickens now is the number 1 in Dallas. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah.
Go ahead,
I want to say he's got a player in his lineup who has not scored a point this year so far.
Wow.
Who is that?
Sean Tucker has not scored a point this year.
So I would. Yeah,
and
that's the kicker. I'm going. He has 0. He had one attempt for 2 yards in week 1. He hasn't touched the ball. Back? He hasn't touched the ball since week 1.
That's pretty unbelievable.
Wow.
Hasn't touched the ball since week 1. He's ranked 96th.
That's pretty
unbelievable.
His
priorities are not in the right spot, like you guys were saying.
I would have bet, I don't know, $1 trillion that Johnny would not be able to tell me Tucker's first name before we just said it. He probably still doesn't know.
Yeah, that's
a good. It starts with an S.
But what's the move? Why would you even play Tucker? Why would
I guess it's because Bucky Irving's out, and I guess that's the only backup he could have thought of. It's horrible. He's going to score less than 5 points.
Let me correct you for a second. He's got 2 players in his lineup that haven't scored a point yet this year.
Tell me Michael Carter hasn't scored yet.
Wow.
Michael Carter hasn't touched the ball yet. I think he had 1 yard, actually. Let me see. He had 1 yard.
Wow.
No, he had 1 attempt in week 1. No, that's Sean Tucker. Let me go. Who would I say? Michael Carter. Had 1 attempt for 1 yard, rushing and no receiving. Yep.
That's pretty unbelievable.
Wow.
So he has 2 players that haven't scored a point yet, and we're in week 4 or week 5. What are we in? Week 5, critical week, and that's what the kid's doing.
Yeah.
Can we go through the rankings?
If you're going to sit here right now and tell me Rowe has nothing to do with it, shame on you, Matty. Shame on you.
Yeah, I didn't say anything.
Shame on you. Yeah. Can we go through the who's what record? I haven't looked at.
Yeah, we're going to get there. I want to talk a little more about. I'd love to talk about Mikey because his team is so bad. And again, I'm not going to get into it, but David Jr. made some nice moves, adding Thornton from Kansas City and Zach Ertz. It is what it is, right? It's you got good players that are hurt. You have bye weeks now coming up, and Mikey's a great example. Even though Mikey could have gotten 2 better players than that, it makes no sense, right? I mean, come on, 2 better players than that. But David's starting to make some moves. You're starting to see some moves that are strange, right? Some of these players are really shouldn't be in rosters, but you got buys, you got IR. So David's doing something. He's active. He had a big win last week, and then UG. And I have a question, Matt. Like, I am so hot and cold on your daddy right? I had him on the show. You were there. It was well, you weren't there. You left, but it was interesting. But he makes a move with how do you say that guy's name? Demarcado. What's his? How do you
Amari
say his name?
DiMercado.
Yeah, on
Come on, man.
Arizona. That's a nice pickup. I mean, that's a really nice pickup.
Yeah.
Right. That's the number one there now.
I just want to say real quick. I don't know.
Is he going to play him?
Who's playing Mike this week? Ryan. Well, Ryan's got the matchup just about locked up. But if I were him, I would look into picking.
Who you're saying? If you were who?
If I was Ryan, I would look into picking up Nick Chubb because Mike will almost definitely pick him up because two of his guys have never scored. So if I were Ryan, I'd pick up Nick Chubb just to kind of handcuff that. So Mike
and Ryan's got to do something with Lamar because Lamar might sit.
Yeah,
I'm going to pick up Nick Chubb right now.
Johnny, pick him up right now. That's what I would do.
Wow.
So
see what you're seeing here, people, is the inner workings of this league and how it's not only about who's on your roster and the moves you make, it's about undercutting or getting on that waiver wire before other people can get on there. Matty, brilliant. Thank you for that insight.
Yeah, of course.
Right?
I don't know if
that's
I can.
The stuff. Well, then I'll do it in 5 seconds. So
yeah, I'm actually doing it right now.
So there you go. And Matty, this
number
perfect
one on the waiver, followed by Pat, and then me.
For some reason, Jawan Jennings is locked, and I can't drop him, which is
Dad, you should let him go to me because Pat's not going to pick him up.
Let me just look real quick. Hold on.
Can we get some live collusion?
This is the type of stuff that just is.
It's the difference in brothers. You know, it's the difference in brothers. There's a certain standard that's been set by Matthew, and that has not been in any way, shape, or form been met by Michael.
So here's what's going to happen.
Past year.
I dropped Merritt from Washington, which is he's not gonna do it, right? I know Matty liked him earlier in the year from me and picked up Chubb. So Mikey might get the kid from Washington.
Well, I just went for Chubb, man.
I thought you said you couldn't do it.
Well, I could claim him.
I just did. I claimed him. So Merritt's going to have 20 points for you. He's not going to do much. He's not going to catch anything. So anyway, that's my move. If I get Chubb or Johnny gets him. Point made though, Matty, on undercutting people. Yeah, because that's part of it. That's part of the mystique of Matty, and it's also just some of the brilliance, some insight into his brilliance, which I appreciate.
Thank you.
So Matt, and that's perfect segue again. Any trades? I know you said you were talking to David Jr. a couple weeks back, and you respected him a great deal. You did call him out to be on probation, but then he turns around and beats you, right? I mean, right? I mean, that's crazy, right?
Yeah.
Any trades you're contemplating or talks you're having with other owners?
I mean, I had a couple offers. A couple guys called about CD, trying to get him. I just didn't like the value I was receiving. Listen, I understand I'm kind of in a win now state, 1-3. Of course, that's not how I want to start off the year. I'm in a bit of a win now state. But do I want to give CD to some team that just makes that team so much better and just a threat, or do I want to just let him burn with the team?
I wouldn't trade CD. You can't trade CD unless
I'll take him.
How long is he out for?
It should be another 3 to 4 weeks. It was 3 to 4 weeks. He's been 1 week, so it should be around 3 weeks.
See, but those are also the things, Matty, that I'm going to keep an eye on, right? Because if you go to trade CD in 2 or 3 weeks, right, and he goes to somebody that's relevant, right? Let's assume you're irrelevant and the team looks like it's
going to be Mikey. They always trade together.
Exactly. So Matty, just so you're aware, the commissioner's going to keep an eye on it. And I don't even think I'd allow you to trade CD unless it's an incredibly fair or even a trade that is better for you. Because
of course it'll be fair.
If it's to a team that's in the running, and especially if it's to your daddy or to Mikey.
Of course, if it's fair, but this has been something that happened every fantasy year. There's always a star player who goes down, and a win now team has to sell him. It happens. If you're a good team and you're established,
you might
take
sell him in 2 or 3 weeks.
No, I'm saying if
now, that's fine.
I'm saying if I would have traded now, then it would be fair because I'm in a win now spot. If I trade him in 3 weeks, I might as well just wait till he's healthy.
Well, that's what I would have
to say. I will disclose the trade. It was CD for Brian Thomas Jr. straight up, and I declined it.
Yeah. I would.
I don't even know who that is.
Declined it.
Yeah. All right. Johnny, in talks with any other teams or any other owners about some trades?
No, I mean, I'm not notorious for trading. but I felt a little bit bold, and I know Mikey's team is bad, but there's a couple of guys that I was interested in, and like I said, he was flower shopping. He was looking at stuff for the engagement party. Not to bring that up again.
It's unbelievable.
And other than that, I don't think I have any other people talking to me. Or I mean, I'm open to trades, but I don't really like trading. I like to rock with my guys. Because when you play for a team like the Nipples, it's more about the history.
Yeah.
So, we like.
Yeah,
to
you're
keep
not
hold of our
you're not
players.
a big move guy. Yeah.
We don't like to, because then a lot of these other teams, yes, they may be more decorated in terms of championships, but I would argue that the camaraderie and the history and the overall togetherness of my teams, because I don't trade that often, has bred that sports mindset.
Yeah, I hear you, and I will say I did get, and this is interesting. One of the league owners reached out to me, one that's 4-0, and was going to call in, but said he demanded, right? And this is someone who's how long's Ryan been in the league?
Since expansion.
2 years. What's that?
Yeah.
2 years, right? He's been in the league.
Something
Ryan?
like that.
Yeah. He texts me and says, since he is 4-0, and let's call it an elite team, he has an elite team. He demanded sole. He didn't want anyone else on the show when he's on the show.
You know what?
Not even a co-host?
I gotta say,
Nope.
The co-host will be here, of course.
No, he demanded a solo because of his greatness. Basically, is what
I gotta say that's fair.
And the lack of respect he has for not only Johnny, he thinks this is a decent team. He told me, but he doesn't respect him. And Matty, I can't repeat what he had to say about you and the lack of respect he has for you and your brother and your daddy. So he will not be on the show. I don't think he's calling in because he wants a solo presence on the show. Just a little announcement from the 4-0 TJ team. Wow. Any thoughts on that, boys? Is that a flex move?
Yeah,
That's
I think
a flex move,
he sucks. The Jets suck.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sucks.
The Jets suck.
Jets suck, yeah.
What's that?
All Ryan has really done has been 4-0 this year. He has no...
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know what?
You have to be arrogant though to join a league like this. I would argue that one of the many reasons that Uncle Gary and David and Christian have not been successful by any means in this league is because of their lack of arrogance. So Ryan, I don't even remember what he did last year. I think he was okay.
He made the playoffs last year, I think, didn't he?
Right, he made the playoffs last year. David's never made the playoffs. Uncle Gary's never won more than 5 games. So you have to have that sort of self-belief to succeed in a league like this, so I have to respect it. But,
okay.
But
what about disrespecting the GOAT? What about disrespecting... You got on a show with Tom Brady.
Let me jump in there. Let me jump in for a second. I just want to say Ryan's never won a championship. He's never even tasted a glimpse of it. Ryan, you're irrelevant, and your baby's not even that cute. Let's just...
Oh, wow. Hey, Matty, and when you're right, you're right.
Yep.
Wow, that baby's cute, so... I hear you, Matty, about you're angry and you're just that's you're not thinking, you're just talking from
3 out of 10. 3 out of 10. 3 out of 10 cuteness.
That's can't even walk. So
can't even walk.
The kid can't walk. Can't talk. Can't walk.
He knows nothing about fantasy football. He knows nothing
about fantasy football. So Ryan, let's just go back through week 4. Ryan, again, as we mentioned, is 4-0. Team looks strong. He plays in all. He's going to be 5-0.
Yeah.
Ryan's going to be 5-0. And cruise into the playoffs, maybe a first-round bye. Nipples, Pat Jr., very strong, even though Johnny fell into a win. They're at 3-1.
360.
So this is, John, we actually talked about in previous episodes how engaged you've been this year, how disciplined, how mature, even from Italy. So kudos to you. And I don't think I'll ask Matty because he's the greatest. Matty, I don't see John falling apart. Do you? I mean, he has some injuries, IR players, but Johnny makes the playoffs, Matt? Johnny makes
playoffs. Johnny's team is putting up good numbers. He drafted a great rookie, which I still don't know how he knew who he was. He's making moves. I love it. On the air. You know, him and Pat, I'm going to say him and Pat have always been the what you call the free wins of the league. You know, you kind of just get in there.
I think that's a little bit disrespectful.
And you
to me.
win most of the
That is
time.
disrespectful.
But Johnny has stepped up. Pat
even been to the semifinals.
Pat will fall apart. Pat will fall apart.
Yeah, so
Pat
and that's my point, right? So Pat's 3-1.
Not just put him in the same category as myself. That's disrespectful.
Yep.
As
I'm getting a call
it's a
from
show.
another owner. Probably another owner about TV.
Yep.
Yeah.
So Matty, you can't take a call. We're on the air.
Look, boys. After that disrespect, I think.
So let me just go through. So this is where Pat, in my opinion, Pat falls apart. Right? He's got buys. He doesn't really. Kittle getting injured is bad, I guess, but that's not a huge impact tight end, even though Kittle's one of the best. But he's got Scatterbo in his lineup now.
He's got T. Higgins, who's not great.
ETN, he's got T. Higgins. Pitts has. So his team, I will tell you right now, and I said this, I want to say I said it a week or two ago, Matty, that Pat doesn't make the playoffs.
No, I completely agree.
This begins to decline. So right now, he's playing David. Now, if David wins, David jumps right back into the conversation. And David's at 83%. And we don't even know if Pat Jr.'s gonna he's playing Pat.
He's got
Jr.
some probably.
Oh, he's playing Pat.
Yeah, he's got Pitts on bye and he's got Caleb Williams on bye.
Yeah, this is most likely a win for Dave this week.
Yeah, and this is where Pat just disappears, right? This is where this is the third round of an MMA fight, and the ref steps in. This is what the next 4 weeks in Pat's life is going to be like. Oh, and a shout out, happy birthday to his mommy, turned 60 yesterday. Happy birthday, love you. So anyway, but 3-1, Nipples and Pat Jr. 3-1, and I think we talked that out. Johnny's going to be in the playoffs. Now, the logjam at 2-2. Me, Mikey, who's going to lose. So Mikey's going to 2-3. Chi-Chi at 2-2. Any thoughts on my team and Chi-Chi's team going forward?
Well, it's going to be a tough week for Johnny against Christian. I think. Listen, I know how great of an owner Johnny's been, the moves he's making, but he's got a couple buys. He's got a couple injuries. Like, Christian's team, it's okay.
Christian has no Bijan today.
Week.
No Bijan this week. Yep.
But I mean, he's got some solid players. Nico might not play. It's going to be a close game. But I got to say, I see Christian winning this week.
Go to hell.
Do we finally give him credit for the Drake May comments?
Maybe.
Drake May 49, 58, 41. He's third-ranked quarterback
right now.
He's a third-ranked quarterback.
Yep.
And he's running all over the place.
He's played great.
I think we give him some credit. So you're picking Chi-Chi in that game.
Yeah, I am.
Okay, and we're gonna go to predictions. What about what's that, John?
My time's coming up. I got to bring this dog back to its rightful owners.
Thank God.
Super happy to be on the call. Just want to give a quick shout out to second sponsor, Belvita. They always keep you going. Belvita bars, blueberry, cinnamon, everything. It's just delicious.
Wow. Yep. Johnny, good luck with everything. Good luck in week 5. Good luck, right? I don't see it happening for you this week. I think Matty's right about Chi-Chi. And then you can drop whenever you want to drop.
Cursing.
All right. So Matty, I guess. Take care, John. Love you. So Matty, let's talk a little bit about your daddy, right?
Yeah. Now we get this thing underway.
Yeah, I think we think David's gonna. Do we think? I think we think David beats Pat, right? You said that.
Yeah.
All right, and then Andy. Who does Andy play?
Andy plays you.
Right.
That's you're at 59%.
Yeah.
You know what?
Any thoughts on that?
Well, I think McCaffrey's gonna have 120 points against the Rams tomorrow. I will say.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a pretty even matchup. I mean, Hampton's look great.
And I like Jahmyr Gibbs against Cincy too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, me too. I mean, Gino, I don't love. Dak should have a great game. It's tough. I mean, a couple of Andy players have underperformed, like Jamar Chase. Jordan Mason, he sucks. I don't know why he's still in his lineup. But Hampton's look great. Daniel Jones has looked great apart from last week. Bo Nix has looked good. I don't like Waddle. Andy's got a lot of question marks. He could put up 370. He could put up 220.
Yeah.
Tough.
He's projected 325.
Yeah.
He did pick up Jerry Judy, which is a problem in the locker room. But
yeah.
He's on his bench. I don't know if he'll play Judy, but he did pick him up, and I think that's a mistake.
Mm-hmm.
So who wins, me or Andy?
I gotta say, I'm having a trouble seeing Andy dropping to 1-4. He's usually a great regular season manager, but your team is good. Not a lot of flaws in your team, besides your starting quarterback. I think it's tough. I think I would have to give it to. I think I have to give it to you. Andy's got a lot of tough matchups this week as well.
Yeah, it's a tough. Yeah.
It's tough. I mean, this could really go either way. I'm gonna say it's 327 to 312, 311.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. I like it. And then UG at 1-3.
Yeah, against me at 1-3. Big week.
Yeah. This is the biggest. I mean, this is one of the biggest games now, and we know from your history, you're championship or you're bust, right? And your bust years are bad. So is this a bust year? You go to 1-4, it's basically it's over, right?
If I go to 1-4, it's most likely a bust year.
And you're in a dogfight with your daddy. You're 51%.
If I go to 1-4, I know. If I go to 1-4, I almost definitely are gonna have to give up CD to someone who maybe 5-0 or 4-1.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to just. Yeah, I can't wait anymore. I'm gonna have to get in the win now attitude. I will say
I do still in that lineup.
I mean, I have to. But I would say I like my team this week. Fields has looked incredible last week. He's going against the worst pass defense in the NFL, Dallas Cowboys. Dobbins looked good. True. Saquon's been underperforming all year. I need a Saquon game out of him. I need a Saquon, 125 rushing yards, 2 touchdowns kind of game.
J.K. Dobbins, I got to give you credit, Matt. That was a good trade.
Yeah, he's solid. He's a solid player.
Yeah. And Mark
Bowers has been an issue.
Yeah.
Bowers has been an issue. He was such a dominant
tight end
last year. Yeah, he's definitely an issue for where I drafted.
He's only getting. He's averaging like 7 targets a game.
I know.
Right, and Marks might be the difference for you, Matt.
He might be. I mean, I'll tell you if Bowers and Saquon. Stroud's bad, but I mean, he put up 42 last week.
Yeah.
He's averaging 33. What can you ask from a second quarterback? Like Justin Fields putting up 47, and that's by missing half a game at Buffalo. And just a quick announcement: we have officially named Justin Field the captain of John B. Sports Academy for this season.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, just want
to
give him
quite an honor
there.
That's crazy. That's probably a good move though. He's playing hard. Here's where I see your problems this week. I think you're going to win, right? Your dad's not going to win. But I think Goff is going to have 500 yards against Cincy. Genty is starting to catch fire. Genty scares me for you. He had 78, 21 carries last week.
Yeah.
Caught the ball. He had 2 receiving touchdowns last week, right? So that's scary. Cortland Sutton's a loser. Shouldn't be on the team. Ferguson, he's done. Debo's scared. You're going to win, Matt. I think you're going to win easily. Why wouldn't your dad play Keenan Allen? Why would he play Debo over Keenan Allen?
Well, because he's already got Quentin Johnson. Can you explain that? Because he's got Quentin Johnson already playing. Because he's got Quentin Johnson already playing, the other Chargers receiver, who's looked actually incredible so far.
I know.
He looked very good. Looked a lot. He seems to have stepped into the number 1 role in Los Angeles. Who we all thought was going to be Lad McConkey, but sometimes just how the year goes.
So
I'm hoping Debo doesn't play.
So I think you win, Matt. I think you win, obviously. But that might be a dogfight for you, Matt. Holding on to 1-4, and if your daddy's 1-4, what do we do?
Yeah,
we watch. Make sure he doesn't make any bad moves, because there's not a lot out there.
You watch.
Yeah. So all right. So let's just go through it real quick. Matt, you're going to beat your daddy. Ryan's going to humiliate. I'll call it Team Row. You like me against Andy, but it's a close one, which I agree. And it's kind of it is a must win for Andy. Imagine Andy going 1-4. Yeah, he'll be miserable. And then you like Chi-Chi against Johnny. You said, right?
Yep. And then I like Dave over Pat.
Dave over Pat, yeah, because Pat's.
I think that's gonna be a 5-for-5 week right there.
Yeah, it might be. It might be. Well, you're starting to see teams that are not making the moves they should be making, and they're getting the bye weeks. To me, that changes everything. You got to know what you're doing.
Yeah.
And this is something that came up, Matt, a couple weeks in a row. And again, this is where your daddy. Sometimes some of the things he says are incoherently stupid. He called it out, and I questioned, and I thought he might have been right. Jamar Chase, it's over with that quarterback and that offensive line. Trade Jamar Chase.
It's bad.
He's 14th.
It's bad.
He had 18 and a half last. He's ranked 14th.
My dad. Hey, you're frozen. Can you hear me?
Keep going. It'll go through. He plays Detroit, which will help.
Yeah, of course, but it's not looking good. I said openly on our last podcast together that Jamar is a must start. He's starting to get into that conversation where it's how could you start him? Because if anybody else was putting up, aside from the 96 week that he had, anybody else putting up the numbers Jamar Chase is putting up, no question you're benching him. Jake Browning is horrible. Jake Browning is absolutely horrible.
Well, you know what? It's funny. Their offensive line, everything stinks. It shows you how good Burrows is.
Oh, yeah.
He held that team
Absolutely.
together. I mean, Browning is, it's that offensive line is embarrassing. But I think, I tell you, who has Jamar? Who has him? Andy?
Andy. Yeah.
I think I don't even know what you get now. But somebody will make that. Somebody in panic mode is going to say, "Listen, I'll give you somebody good for Jamar because I think he's going to come back." But without Burrows, I don't know. I don't know what you get. I think he might. I like your daddy said, I would have traded him a couple weeks ago, and you would have gotten some really good stuff for Jamar Chase.
After that 96 week, yeah.
Oh. Anyway, I just thought that's incredibly interesting, and it's interesting that your dad. I don't know if he's some type of savant or a Rain Man or whatever it is, because some of the things he says are brilliant, and then you get videos of playing cards during the day when I'm trying to work. So I don't know what's going on there. But anyway, it was a great call by your daddy. Also, you also mentioned Dart last week. He had a really strong week, right? He had 43. He did a lot on the ground, 10 rushes, 54 yards, and a touchdown. But Neighbors being out now, it's just brutal. But he might run. So what are you thinking about Dart? Are you starting that kid? I mean, he stays in your lineup. What's your opinion on Dart?
Here's what I'll say.
That's Mikey, right? Mikey has him.
Yeah, Mike's got him. I'll say first, as a New York Giants fan, I absolutely love the guy. I cannot wait for our future with Jackson Dart, and especially when Neighbor gets back. This week, I think he's a must start. I know Neighbors is down this week, but they're playing New Orleans. It should be a win for the Giants. If not, then I don't know what we're doing. I think Dart's going to have another fantastic game, somewhere around 40 again. After this week, our schedule is a lot tougher. I don't think he's going to be a long-term quarterback in fantasy, especially without Neighbors. But I think this week, be prepared for him to have another solid performance. After that, start looking to maybe trade him high.
But you're not. I don't think you. Well, anyway, you're 100% right as always. He plays New Orleans this week, which he should be able to get some points rushing. He's got no one to throw to, right? I don't know. Nope. They can't run the ball. So he's their running attack, so he should get points there. But then they play Philly, at Denver, at Philly, San Francisco.
Tough.
And then at Chicago, then Green Bay. I mean, I think you're right. I don't know if he makes it to Detroit week 12. I don't think he does. I think you're spot on as usual. But that is a tough schedule for that kid. So, and that even goes into Mikey. I mean, Mikey so this is week 5. I'm saying week 7, Mikey's done. You could have, that house could have you, your daddy, and Mikey done by week 7.
Yeah.
I mean, that's unprecedented.
Even if Andy takes a loss this week. Here's the thing. I would say the league is very lopsided this year. So you have your really good teams and you have your really bad teams. So it's almost good that for the lower, for me at least, for 1 and 3, and the other 1 and 3 players, I'm hoping that the good teams win. I'm hoping that they just are dominant all season, so that the lower teams.
I think we have teams in the middle that, and even the 1 and 3 teams now, it's early enough. Anybody could get into that 3, 4. I'd say 4, 5, 6 slot in the playoffs.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
I think Johnny's a lock for the playoffs. Ryan's obviously a lock for the playoffs. I think my team's good enough to be a lock for, and then everything else is, who am I missing? Chi-Chi's good, but you never know with that kid.
I'll tell you what. If I had to, I'm gonna do it just really quick. If I had to predict the 6 players in the playoffs, correct? 4 are eliminated.
Yep.
This is how I would say. I would say Ryan's definitely in. I would say Johnny's definitely in.
Mm-hmm.
I would say you're probably in.
Mm-hmm.
After that, it really is a guessing game. I would say historically, Andy should be in. He's always been a great regular season owner.
I know.
I would say historically, I should be in. And then I guess you put Christian or Mike. I don't think Pat's making it. I know Dave had a great week.
I can't see Mike. Matty, Mikey's team's not good. Like Mikey's good at this. That team is. That team's off. Look at it. Like you said, he has 2 guys in his lineup. He's losing this week. He's 1-4. He's 1-4.
Just want to say,
there's no doubt about it.
Real quick, Dave. I just want to give a sponsors from the New York Yankees. Ben Rice just hit a 2-run homer, 2-0 lead on Boston today. Get some applause going. Just want to point that out real quick so everyone's aware.
Is that first inning?
Big. That is
There we go.
First
Back
inning
in
and
it.
the first. Yep.
I love it. Excellent. Mm-hmm. Thank you for that, man.
Right, so
I appreciate it.
I was kind of off. I didn't really hear what you said because I was kind of focused on the Yankee.
No, I was saying Mikey's team. Like usually, Mikey's great at this. He's got 2. He's losing this week, so he's 1-4, no doubt about it. Right?
Yeah.
I don't know if
he's 2-2 right now. He's 2-2 right now.
Oh, I'm sorry. So he goes to 2-3.
Yeah.
Let me look at his team real quick.
So let's see. If his team is fully healthy and no buys, he's got Jalen Hurts, Josh Jacobs, Bucky Irving, Olave and Pickens. Dunes. I mean, his team's all right. No Neighbors definitely is hurting him big time. I'll say I could see Mike Squeaking in the playoffs.
Here's the problem with Mikey, right? He's going to 2-3, right?
Yeah.
We know that, right?
Yeah.
He plays me, which will be a big game for both of us. But then he plays Johnny, who's really good, Andy, who's pretty good, Christian, and then you. You might be knocking him out of the playoffs at week 10.
I could see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a tough schedule.
You know, I like that you're looking ahead. I'm pretty curious to see. We've got Ryan next.
What do you want to see? Who? Who are you looking for?
I got Ryan. I'm just looking at my couple games coming up after this week. After I win, I've got Ryan, which is going to be a tough one. I've got you, which is going to be a tough one.
Yeah.
I've got Johnny, which is going to be a tough one. I mean, I'm like the New York Giants this year. I got a tough schedule.
But you're going to win this week. Well, listen, you lose this week, it might be over. You lose to your daddy,
you're right.
It might be over. Just from your team losing, I mean, that's just demoralizing. You lose to your daddy. That team's awful. It takes the wind out of your sails, and your locker room falls apart, and then you got to make moves.
Yeah.
Yep. So I think you cannot lose this week. Cannot.
I agree. And
you know that.
And I've told
that better than any. You know that better than any.
My players know that. Yep.
Let me just check one. Who's the other 1-3 team?
It's me, Dave, my dad.
David. What's David's? Oh, I Kiss My Home. That's a good one. So David plays Pat. We think he's going to win. So David's 1-3, right? If he beats Pat, he goes to 2-3. He plays Christian, which who knows, right? I got to look at the buys. Yeah. But then he plays your daddy. So week 7, he could be 3-4 right in the middle of it, right? He could be. But then he goes Ryan, me, Johnny, Andy, Mikey. You and Mikey might be done by then.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting. It'll be really interesting. But sitting on top's Ryan. Johnny's second. Patty's third. A bunch of teams at 2-2, and then the rest at 1-3. A lot of 1-3.
Yeah.
So it's still alive for anybody, but it's going to be tough. Matt, I don't know if you want to add anything to that or anything about this upcoming week that you have comments about, or you're concerned about, or you're interested in.
No, I've said all I said. It's going to be a tough spot for JBS. Said we're going to see how we bounce back.
Yep, pivotal week. Week 5's pivotal.
Yep.
Starts the bye weeks, but before we shut off, Matty, I had brought up and I did some research on the trade deadline, which I think is so important, especially with all these 1 and 3 teams, right? Week 10 is November 6th, right? So my thought is just make the trade deadline basically October 31st. Well, October 30th, because week 9 starts October 30th. There's a Thursday game, I guess, or something like that. So my thoughts would be week 9. What's that?
So originally it was December. It was. We looked it up the other week.
No, it couldn't have been that. It might have been
14th,
later.
10th or
I don't.
like
No, I think we made it whenever somebody was eliminated, didn't we?
No, well, on like the ESPN app, physically that stops you from trading. I remember it was in December.
Oh, okay. So I would say I'm more in favor of earlier the better, because then it takes out any shenanigans, right?
I would say week 11.
That's too late. We only play 14 weeks, man.
I think. Yeah, but if
we only play 14 weeks.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Once you're 11 games in the season already, you know who's a clinch for the playoffs, and for the most part, you know who's eliminated.
That's my point.
Exactly. So if I'm a clinch for the playoffs, say me and you were clinch for the playoffs, we shouldn't be able to trade still at week 11.
I don't want anyone trading because it. Go ahead.
Me and you made a trade late last year where I gave you, I think it was Tony Pollard for Tyreek Hill or something like that, maybe the other way around.
Yeah.
And that was like when I was like, I think 11-1 or 10-1. So
yeah,
and it ended up helping me win in my league. So I think it should be week 11 if you're eliminated from the playoffs.
That's too late.
If you're in the playoffs, well, we'll vote on it. We should vote on it.
Yeah, I my point is, and every major league and any sport has a trade deadline, and it's early. Baseball's what, end of July, right? I mean, that's the middle of the season.
Something like that.
Football, I don't even know when the football trade deadline. I don't know what football is. But anyway, my point is, it takes all of the shenanigans out of it, right? No one's trading Jamar Chase in week 10 to somebody who's really good and Burrows comes back, right? That stuff doesn't happen. It can't happen. I'm just looking for an honest league where people don't get uptight about a trade with anybody, right? If Andy's out of it and he's pissed off and he trades with me, somebody, you guys are going to go nuts, and I'll be like, well, it's a trade. We can make a trade. I just want to avoid
you're telling me
all
if we
that.
set it for October 30th, we've got less than a month left to make all our trades. That just seems too early to me.
You can still pick up guys off waivers, right? My point is, we only play 14 weeks. We don't play the full season, right? 14 weeks is our season. So you're playing the majority of your year. You can make trades, and by then, Matt, you know what players are out. You know who's good, who's bad, right? You know who's on the IR, who's not coming back. You know the teams that their schedule is going to be easy or tough, or they're not going to play because they're just playing for a draft pick. I think I'd rather go earlier than later. But what I'll do is I'll present it as, do you want to do what's going to happen? Here's what I think. Here's what I'm going to do, and I'll tell you what I think is going to happen. I'm going to say week 9, as I said to you. October 31st, end of October is the deadline to trade, right? You still do waivers and all that crap. What's going to happen is I think people are going to say make it week 10, which is November 6th. Right?
November 6th.
Because then you're only 4 weeks. 4 weeks that's your team. That's what you have to think about.
I think November 6th gives you a little more time than October 1st. I mean, October 30th, whatever it was.
Week 10 for us.
Yeah.
Right? So that's what I'm going to propose. I'll propose week 9, but I think it'll probably end up week 10. But I just think it's something that's necessary, and as commissioner of the league, and also I want you to talk to your brother or talk to Roe, whoever's running that team, that he's got to give me access to the league. Makes no sense. He's not approving trades in a timely fashion now. He's looking for flowers or something like that. Right?
I agree.
I don't know. I don't need a vote on that. We already voted on it. I'm the commissioner. That's it? No comment?
You froze the whole time, so I didn't hear how you ended it. So
I said
you were like this.
I said I need your support on Mikey giving me access to.
Listen,
that's what I'm saying.
You have my full support.
Okay,
Mike should absolutely relinquish power.
Like I said, we don't need a vote because we already voted on commissioner. So why I don't have trade
I
approval,
think
I
we
it
should
makes no
definitely
sense.
I agree.
All right.
I agree.
Anything else going into week 5? Any other comments?
Just want to say best of luck to everybody. It is a big week for a lot of teams. Better bring your A game because this can make or break your season.
And this is where you shine. Middle of the season, this is where you shine. Any thoughts on Ryan demanding a solo episode?
Well, like I said, irrelevant team, irrelevant baby. Even give it to him. He's earned his 4-0. Give it to him. I would love to see Pat. It seems like Pat is also ducking the
Pat
show.
was supposed to be on this call. I texted him 6 times. I got nothing. He texted me earlier in the week, said, "Hey, let's do it," and then it disappeared.
You know what? But I do want to say, if I was 4-0, I would probably in the same position as Ron. I'd probably be demanding my own show.
Here's my only comment.
Give it to him.
Yep. Here's my only comment. Nobody tells me how to run a show, right? If my co-host is going to be sitting next to me, I would say if you're sitting next to me, we do it. Maybe not let you call in, but if you're sitting next to me when you get your nice new shiny car, we kind of do it that way. But nobody's going to tell me who I have on my show and don't have on my show.
I think it's a good idea. I come in the studio as your co-host and we depict Ryan's brain a bit.
I think so too. Matty, we're just under an hour. Thanks, as always, for your time. It's incredibly impactful. Thanks for the update on the Yankees. Let's go Yankees. And good luck in a critical week 5. Signing off. Have a great day. Take care of yourself, Matty. Thanks again.
Thanks, Dave. All the best.